They told you the supply chain was fixed. They lied. They told you the trade routes were open. They lied. This morning, the largest metal vein in the West went dark. The copper and silver inside your phone just stopped flowing. That means the price of your life is about to double. The machines have stopped. The gates are locked. The silence is deafening. And that silence is costing $15 million a day. You need to understand what just happened. This is not a political debate. This is a survival warning 2 hours ago. The data confirmed that the most critical mining operations in Mexico have completely paralyzed. We are talking about the raw materials that run your modern life. They stopped digging. They stopped crushing. They stopped shipping. The government told you this was a temporary labor dispute. They lied to keep you calm. The truth is much darker. This is a siege. This is a hostage situation, and the hostage is the global economy. They told you that if you worked hard and saved your paper dollars, you would be safe. But this morning, those paper dollars lost their ability to buy the things you need. Because money cannot print silver. Money cannot print copper. You cannot eat a bank account. You cannot drive a credit card. When the metal stops coming out of the ground, the factory stops. When the factory stops, the store shelf goes empty. When the shelf is empty, your family goes hungry. It is that simple. And it is happening right now. For decades, the system relied on a lie. The lie was that we could print infinite money and trade it for finite resources. We thought we could pay workers in Mexico and Peru pennies to dig up the wealth of the world. We thought they would never wake up. We thought they would never fight back. But this morning, 70,000 miners in Peru and Mexico stood up. They looked at the paper money we offered them, and they said no. They realized the power is not in the printing press. The power is in the shovel. $15 million a day. That is just the loss from one single mine. But this is not an isolated incident. This is a contagion. It is spreading like a virus. From the deserts of Mexico to the mountains of Peru. The workers are coordinating. They are shutting down the southern mining corridor. This is the aorta of the industrial world, and it has just been severed. The blood has stopped flowing. The patient is dying, and you are watching it happen in real time. You feel it at the pump. You feel it at the grocery store. You feel it when you try to buy medicine. That inflation you hate so much, that is just the fever. The infection is deep in the ground. The price of silver just broke $100. That is not a bubble. That is a siren. It is screaming that there is no metal left. The vaults are empty. The warehouses are bare. And now, the source is cut off. Think about what runs your house. Your solar panels need silver. Your electric car needs copper. Your computer needs gold. Your refrigerator needs chips. Every single one of those things starts in a hole in the ground in Latin America. And this morning, that hole was filled with angry men who refuse to work. They want a share of the real wealth. They are done with the scraps. This is what we call resource nationalism. It means they are taking their ball and going home. And without their ball, we cannot play the game. The algorithm wants to hide this from you. They want you to watch cat videos and celebrity gossip while your future burns. They do not want you to know that the supply chain just snapped. Smash the like button right now. Force the truth into the light. Do it for your neighbor who is still asleep. Do it for the family that is not prepared. Wake them up. You might be thinking that the government will fix this. You might be thinking they will send in the army or print more money to pay the miners. You are wrong. The government is broke. The army is stretched thin. And printing more money is exactly what caused this problem in the first place. The miners do not want more paper. They want real value. They know that the paper dollar is dying. They are holding the real assets. And they are waiting for the system to collapse. This is the new reality of 2026. The era of cheap goods is over. The era of fast shipping is over. The era of just-in-time delivery is dead. We are entering the era of scarcity, the era of shortages, the era of the empty shelf. If you do not have it in your hand, you do not own it. If you do not have it in your pantry, you will not eat it. The disconnect between the paper market and the physical market has finally snapped. Let me explain the mechanism of your poverty. It is called the short squeeze. But let us use plain English. The banks made a bet. They bet that they could always buy cheap silver from Mexico. They sold paper contracts promising to deliver that silver to factories and investors. They sold more paper than there is silver in the entire world. They were gambling with money they did not have. And this morning, the casino closed. The miners called their bluff. Now, the banks are scrambling. They are panicking. They are trying to buy metal that does not exist. And who pays for their mistake? You do. You pay in higher prices. You pay in shortages. You pay in a currency that is melting like an ice cube in the sun. The $15 million daily loss is just the beginning. That number will grow. It will compound. It will become billions. And every single cent of that loss will be passed down to you, to your electric bill, to your phone bill, to your food bill. They told you inflation was transitory. They lied. They told you the supply chain was resilient. They lied. They told you to trust the experts. They lied. The experts are the ones who built this house of cards. And now, a few thousand miners in Mexico just pulled the bottom card. The structure is falling. Can you hear the crash, or are you still listening to the lullaby on the news? This is not just about silver. This is about control. For 100 years, the West controlled the resources of the South. We dictated the price. We set the terms. That arrangement ended this morning. The power has shifted. The producer is now the master. The consumer is now the servant. You are the consumer. You are at the mercy of a man with a pickaxe 3,000 miles away. If he does not dig, you do not switch on the lights. You need to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a survivor. A consumer expects the store to be full. A survivor knows the store can close forever. A consumer trusts the bank. A survivor trusts what he can hold. A consumer waits for help. A survivor helps himself. Which one are you? The choice you make right now will decide if your family eats next month. The strike in Mexico is a signal. It is a flare gun fired into the night sky. It is telling you that the global flow of goods is broken. It is telling you that the friction is too high. The gears are grinding to a halt. You cannot print your way out of a physical shortage. You cannot vote your way out of a geological reality. The rocks are not coming out of the ground. Period. 70,000 miners. That is the size of the army that is besieging your economy. They are not using guns. They are using silence. They are using inaction. And it is working. The revenue is bleeding out. $15 million every single day. That money is vanishing from the corporate balance sheets. It is vanishing from the tax revenue. It is vanishing from the pension funds. Your retirement account is invested in these companies. Your future is tied to these mines. And the connection has been cut. They told you that technology would save us. They said artificial intelligence would solve everything, but AI runs on servers. Servers run on electricity. Electricity runs on copper and silver contacts, without the metal. The AI is just a ghost in a machine that won't turn on. The physical world is taking its revenge on the digital world. The hard asset is crushing the soft asset. The rock is breaking the scissors. Do not look at the stock market. The stock market is a museum of the past. It shows you what people thought yesterday. Look at the mine. Look at the port. Look at the empty truck. That is the future. And the future is empty. The future is expensive. The future is hard. You have been soft for too long. We all have. We got used to the easy life. We got used to the cheap stuff. We forgot that someone has to bleed to get it to us. Now, they are refusing to bleed, so you will have to bleed instead. You will bleed purchasing power. You will bleed comfort. You will bleed security. Unless you act, unless you step out of the matrix and see the real world is physical. It is made of atoms, not bits. It is made of food, water, and metal. If you do not own these things, you own nothing. You are a serf in a digital kingdom that is losing power. The government will try to distract you. They will start a new war. They will launch a new virus scare. They will create a new political scandal. They will do anything to keep you from looking at the empty mine. Because if you look at the mine, you will see the truth. You will see that the emperor has no clothes, and the vault has no gold. They are terrified of you waking up. They are terrified of a bank run. They are terrified of you demanding physical delivery. Because if you demand what is yours, the game ends. If everyone asks for their silver, the price goes to infinity. If everyone asks for their food, the shelf goes bare in an hour. We are living on the edge of a razor. And the miners just pushed us off. We are falling. We just haven't hit the ground yet. But gravity is undefeated. The impact is coming. So what do? Do you panic? No. Panic is for the sheep. You are a wolf. You prepare. You look at your expenses. You cut the fat. You convert your paper into things that matter. You buy the rice. You buy the medicine. You buy the silver if you can still find it. You secure your energy. You secure your tribe. You stop relying on the system that just failed you. They told you that you were paranoid. They laughed at your prep bag. They mocked your silver stack. Who is laughing now? The person with the supplies is the only sane person in an insane world. The person with the metal is the only one with money. The person with the plan is the only one with a future. This $15 million loss is a bell ringing in the town square. It is warning you that the fire is coming. Do not ignore the bell. Do not go back to sleep. The smoke is already under the door. The heat is rising. The exit is narrowing. You have a small window of time, a few days, maybe a week, before the prices adjust, before the panic sets in, before the herd realizes that the slaughterhouse is open. Use this time. Do not waste it on fear. Waste it on action. Go to the store. Go to the dealer. Go to the farmer. Trade your dying dollars for living assets. Build your ark. The rain has started. The flood is rising in Mexico. It will reach your doorstep soon. The miners have made their move. The banks have made their move. The government has made its move. Now it is your turn. What is your move? Do you sit and wait for a rescue that is never coming, or do you stand up and save yourself? The choice is binary. Victim or victor. Serf or sovereign. Hunger or harvest. The silence from the mines is the loudest sound in the world right now. It is the sound of the engine stopping. The global machine has seized up. It needs oil. It needs metal. It needs trust. And we are out of all three. We are running on fumes. And the needle just hit empty. Remember this morning. Remember the day the silver stopped. Remember the day the $15 million vanished. This is the pivot point. This is the moment the chart broke. This is the moment your life changed. You can accept it, or you can deny it, but you cannot escape it. The reality of the physical world has arrived, and it is demanding payment. They lied to you, but now you know the truth. The truth is heavy. The truth is hard, but the truth will save you. If you hold it, if you act on it, if you share it, this video is your warning. It is your wake-up call. Do not hit snooze. Get up, get moving, get prepared, because the mine is closed, and it is not opening back up anytime soon. The algorithm hates this message. It wants you weak. It wants you dependent. Prove it wrong. Smash the like button. Share this with the people you love. Be the lighthouse in the storm. Be the leader your family needs. The time for talk is over. The time for action is now. The mine is closed. The vault is empty. The dollar is dead. Long live the real assets. Long live the prepared. This is the end of the beginning and the beginning of the end. Stay sharp. Stay safe. And remember, nobody is coming to save you. You are the rescue party.